For those who aren't computer savvy, it will be very daunting. But once you get the gist of what's happening, you can set up the programs. Once you've set up what you've just been doing, it's very simple just to go back, so you don't have to go back in and reset everything again. Don't want to ding the boss's new pride and joy just yet. So on the screen, there's a little function here where you can just tap it, and they're just some of the settings that I've already set in there. So you just press on any one of those. Spraying is what we're doing, highlighted. Hit that, and all my settings for spraying come up, and you just go into it, and then it's just minor adjustments for what you're doing. After a while, you just get used to it. So the trickiest one was working out the cruise control, how it sets itself, and how to disengage it and all that sort of stuff. But with the cruise control, what I do love is once you're in it, so I've set in high cruise, you can set a low cruise as well on the back one. I've also got both set up the top here. But if I find the cruise control's too quick for what I'm doing, say going downhill, and I'm starting to get too fast for what I'm putting out, the little roller button here, I can just roll the speed back. So that's now 7k an hour. And when you go to use it the next time, it's already remembered that you're at 7, and away you go on the next one. The old ride, I would say I'm getting up to 40% better, really that much. What I do in a day now was taking probably a day and a half previously. Obviously the boss is going, yay. No, he's stoked. He was in here the other day, he's been in and trying to learn, and typical bosses, I shouldn't say it, but it's like, what's this, what's this, what's this, what's this? And I hop in the tractor the next day and what's happened to all my settings? So yeah, and again, the little page, bang, hit my spraying, straight back to where I was, away we went. So I'd taken the boss out a couple of times and showed him what to do, and he's getting used to it too. So he's really enjoying it. He's been out and doing some slashing, and he loved the fact that I'd set up a slashing profile and he could just go and adjust it to suit himself after that. So those little profiles that you saw before, they're just sort of a base. You can go in and just alter bits and pieces as you go, depending on the terrain, how heavy the grass is, all that sort of stuff. Roll your speed up, roll your speed down. Turn the spray off. I love where the mirror positions are. I can actually see the guard against the post behind me, so I don't collect that. Turn the sprayer on, turn the auto control on, cruise control, and away we go. Like, no gears is brilliant, so I'm not having to change gears. The increments at which you go up is a little trigger finger at the back of the main control here, and that just goes up in 1, 2, 3 or 4k increments. So you can either have a fast takeoff or just a nice soft takeoff. Or if you're coming out of a row, you can pull up nice and quick, or you can just slow down nice and easy. So love the controls in that respect. Still got the clutch, the brake pedals, the accelerator pedal. You know, driving down the road, sometimes it's just as easy to go that way. They're there, you might as well use them. Being able to adjust the oil pressures. We go into the one that I'm using, I can adjust the pressures up and down. So if suddenly my fans, if the oil's heated up a bit, like oils do, it then starts to get a bit easier to move through the system. I can adjust the oil pressure down, and that'll slow all the fans down a little bit. So, you know, just simple things like that make my life so much easier. So it had its first service yesterday as well. Every time I've had a problem, like I had an error code, engine code come up yesterday, and it looked like it might have just been a crook sensor. Guys were straight onto it, phoned them up, rang the code in, feedback was instant. One of the guys happened to be in the area, so he came over and had a look at it, said no problems, and continued on, and the code was cleared and we're on our way again. It's just been absolute brilliant service. It is probably the nicest tractor that I've driven. if you've got someone who's got one in your area and you're not sure, go for a drive. Go for a drive in one. Well worthwhile getting to know it. It's just so nice to use, it really is.